So that we've always had a mutual awareness of each other, I would believe. And definitely from a defensive perspective, guys I've worked with, guys I've been under, guys I've trained under, he's very, very well aware of all that. So I think it was just kind of a mutual connection, mutual fit.
What's going on, bro?
Coach, we've got a couple more for you. We're going to go to David Ferrones of the Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, welcome to Miami. I was going to ask about that reputation as a recruiter, and you just mentioned a few reasons why you have that reputation. But what will be different now for you in now being on the coaching staff and getting to recruit from this position? And also want to get an idea of what your recruiting pitch.
What's going on, man? We're finna try to pull this off, man.
For Miami.
Yeah, that's a good question. Not much different for me, like I said, because Miami has been the center point of my recruiting and who I've recruited. I've always focused on the city. So a lot of the relationships that I had.
Can y'all hear him?
Some of the names,
can y'all hear him? Give me thumbs up if you can hear him.
Guys that I know throughout the city that we all know in the recruiting world, that is not going to change. I think it gives us it's kind of like you take one of the guys that have signed players from Miami and you bring them in house. And I think that gives Miami.
Let me get a thumbs up. Let me get a thumbs up if you could hear him.
So I'm
Bossy, what's going on, bro?
I think, now you're playing. Now I'm playing. It's home field advantage. Now.
Can you hear it?
Before I didn't have that.
Trying to get this together, man.
And now I'm playing with home field advantage. So, I'm excited about that. And I think from a philosophical perspective, nothing really changes. Like, I'm big on relationships. Anybody who knows me will tell you that. Like, this dude is going to spend time getting to know you. Like, and I want you to get to know me, right? And so a lot of the kids that I came in and I looked at them.
Y'all can hear it good. Now let's see how good I can get. Let's see.
It's going to be like 85-90%. And so, when Manny hired me, it was like, well, it's pretty much a shoe-in because you're going to recruit Miami every year and you're going to just jump right in. So whoever our top guys are on our board,
we got going.
85% of them. So
let's see if we can get this.
But it's not going to be a lot different for me because, like I said, I was in a building with, it was me and James Coley, and we kind of tag team South Florida. I've known James for a long time.
We good? Everything good?
And we kind of did that together. So now I'm here, and now I'm with a bunch of guys who are South Florida guys, and I feel like I got more bullets in the gun, if you ask me. Like, I feel like I always felt like, hey, between me and him, we can be pretty dangerous in South Florida. Now I feel like James better stay away from him. Now we got some real, it's going down.
Coach, we got Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, get your girl Susan.
So I know that your dad is the principal, right? Wallace at Northwestern. What's that like for you? How exciting is that? I know you're a big academic guy. You did well in college. Just that aspect.
I don't know if I'm gonna ask a question, man. I ain't got my technical stuff right yet, man.
Yeah, he's excited. He's excited that I'm home. I moved away from Miami as a teenager, and now he's got me back. He's picking up on like, dang, I got you back, but Coach Diaz gonna have you working, man. I can't. He thinks this. We're not gonna be able to do the whole father-son routine like we normally do, but I think he's excited. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for our family. I think this is a family thing because we operate that way. Most of my family, we all come from the academia world, and he's thrilled. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back close to the family. So, him being the principal at Miami Northwestern, I don't know. I hadn't signed the kid out of there. We were recruiting Terrence Lewis when he was there. We were recruiting Cam Kitchens, but I think it kind of increases the right word would probably be credibility in that you're a true South Florida guy, because the most important, I would say, one of the strongest football brands from a high school perspective is probably Miami Northwestern, along with St. Thomas Aquinas and some other schools. And so I feel blessed to be a part of that family as well, because I grew up literally blocks from Miami Northwestern, so I always felt a part of that family, and I think it's cool now that my dad's a principal there.
Look, we got two quick ones for you guys, just because we've got a few of our student athletes to get to. Two quick ones. We'll go to Gabby Arrutia from 24/7. Gabby, go ahead.
Talk to me, Gabby. Talk to me, brother.
Hey, what's up, Coach? I just wanted to ask, I know you're obviously on a staff with just a bunch of recruiters. I just kind of wanted to get just more of an understanding of like your specific role within, the recruiting department. Like, who are you going to be recruiting? And also if you have like an area of Miami that you're going to kind of control or take care of, because I know you guys do have a lot of South Florida guys with DeMarcus Van Dyke, Charles Robinson. So I just wanted to get a better understanding of your role within the recruiting of Durham.
Yeah, I'll answer that a couple different ways. So, things are still being ironed out. I just got my cane card 2 days ago. So, we're still ironing some things out. I think another thing that gives us a competitive advantage is, I finished high school in Orlando at Evans High School, which is an inner city school. So I know quite a few people in that area as well. So we get stronger in that area. It's not just the guy who knows it who's recruited it. Like, I'm from there. So a lot of the guys that we have on our board that are from the Central Florida area, I'm going to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, right? Somebody's auntie, uncle, sister, cousin, I know from somewhere, trust me. And so now you strengthen that in Liberty City, which is where I grew up. We don't, like deep into Liberty City. And then you strengthen it inner city Orlando. So you kind of get best of both worlds. So I think that answers your question. But just as far as specific guys, I think we kind of still sort that out a little bit. So I don't have any direct.
They're still sorting it out.
Well, Coach, this is the last one. We've got Barry Jackson from the Miami Herald. Barry, go ahead.
Barry.
Hi, Coach. Good to see you. I was wondering if you're going to handle the weak side linebackers, and are you or Coach Packey handling strikers? Just curious about that. And if you have 30 seconds, just thoughts on Sam Brooks, a guy you obviously saw in recruiting and now have on your team.
Thoughts on Sam Brooks? I'll answer that question first. Sam's been in college for a couple years now. I've just been around him for a few days, so no initial thoughts yet. It's kind of hard to give thoughts on the guy I just saw him for 2 days. Sam's a great kid. He I think is going to be with Packey a little bit more than me, so he can probably answer that question better. And as far as how we're going to divide that, strikers is probably what I'm going to coach, and that's I know you're familiar with our scheme, but that's our outside linebacker. And so that guy has got to be really athletic. He's got to be a jack of all trades, really. And I hope that answers your question, Barry.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Coach Ish, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today. Welcome to the U, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Let's do it, baby. Back in the 305.
Coach Lit, ain't he? Coach Lit.
No suckers outside talking, rambling. I'm gonna click mute. I hope the next.
I'll let him know to unmute him.
Yeah, I hope the next guy's smart enough to unmute it.
All right, man. Listen. So we got y'all in here, man. Yeah. Hey, listen. Share it for us, man. We nobody do it like us, big dog. So share the screen for us. I think we got Charleston Rambo, Tyrique Stevenson coming up, and Deandre Johnson, right? Thompson, Johnson, deep end for Tennessee coming up. So here go.
Deandre, can you hear us?
Deandre.
I think we just need you maybe to I think we need you to unmute maybe there on the bottom left.
There we go.
All right, you got us.
So
awesome. Deandre, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today. We're going to go right into questions from some of our media members, and we're going to start with David Lake at Inside the U. David, go ahead.
Hey, Deandre, welcome to Miami. Welcome back to Miami, I guess. Just
appreciate
why Miami? What was it that was so appealing
Sean
about
Jacks, what's going on,
last year at Miami? And also, too, just how excited are you to play in this system? It seems like it's, I guess, in your opinion, is it friendly to defensive ends in terms of putting up big stats?
Yeah, so starting back to last season, with finishing out the season up there at Tennessee, I had a big decision. It was my last year. I had a big decision to make on whether I wanted to go pro or come back to school. So I talked it over with my family, friends. Kind of just got a good feeling on coming back to school. And once I hit the portal, man, Miami is one of the first schools to contact me. And it just all made sense, just coming back home, coming back to a loyal fan base, and just coming back to a scheme that fits me, So it was pretty much a no-brainer.
Awesome. Deandre, we're going to go to Barry Jackson at the Miami Herald. Barry, go ahead.
Hi, Deandre. I wondered if you talked to any current Canes players who you went to high school with, and also if you spoke to any of UM's great defensive ends who are moving on to the pros, obviously with Rousseau, Jalen Phillips, Quincy Roche, any of those guys you talked to.
Can you guys hear?
Your decision to come here.
Y'all good?
No, I haven't talked to any of those guys, but I got a couple
thumbs
guys.
up if y'all can hear.
Past Sheldrick Redwine, Jaquan Johnson, guys like that have been through the program, guys that are here that I played with in high school, D. Wiggins, Mark Pope. So I had a pretty good feel for the program and how things are ran here. So I was pretty comfortable with coming in.
Deandre, we're going to go to David Ferrones at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey, Deandre, along those lines, I want to know your thoughts on, seeing the U.S. is producing 3 pass rushers that are going to go in this draft, and kind of the opportunity that presents also that they're moving on, but then that you could be next in that line. And then your thoughts on Jess Simpson as a D-line coach, your early impressions of him, and having a guy that has NFL experience at coaching that position.
Oh man, just seeing those that the U has 3 guys that could possibly be 3 first round picks, man. That's just so appealing. It struck out to me big time. And just with Coach Simpson, man, just getting to know him these past couple weeks, he's a great teacher. That's the first thing I take away from him. He comes in the room with great energy, great passion. You could tell that he loves football. Like if he wasn't getting paid, he'll still come in here every day and give his all to coach football. So I'm learning a lot from him, and I can't wait to see my game progress.
Deandre, this is the last hand we got for you. This is from Chris Stock at Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Deandre, you mentioned you thought about the NFL. I guess what made you feel like you needed to come back or wanted to come back to college ball, and then maybe your goals now that you're at Miami, your goals individually and for the team, if you could speak on those as well.
Last year being my first year as really a full-time starter and battling through the season,
he said, actually, you got a McDonald's bag.
to improve my stock and, just leave college the right way, man. Leave with winning for sure. So all those factors went into my decision. I'm just excited, man. It's a great opportunity to come back home, man, and shine in front of all these fans and just bring the U back to where it should be for sure. So I'm just excited.
Awesome. Deandre, thank you for spending a few minutes with us today, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
For sure.
Everyone, just a reminder, if you could please use the hand raise function and use it early. If you've got a question for either Charleston or Tyrique, let me know. Charleston, what's going on, man? Can you hear us? Mike, can you?
Yes, sir.
What's going on,
awesome.
bro?
I see you won the one-on-one battle with Tyrique to see who was going to go next. Welcome. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us. We're going to go into questions from some of our media members who are on the call. And we're going to start with David Lake at Inside the U. David, go ahead.
Hey, Charleston. Welcome to Miami. Just wanted to, open with why'd you pick Miami? And I'm curious, did you have any relationship with Tyrique King before coming to Miami? And even if you didn't, how much of a role of him being the starting quarterback played into your decision to come to Miami?
I mean, it was a big decision. A lot of schools came at me. Option was pretty open. It's just few teammates came at me, a few players DM me, and King just knowing how he played at Houston, what he did there, and knowing how he can
come on, Rambo.
Coach Light,
come on, Rambo.
Coach Light and Coach Lashley.
Get it out, Rambo. Get it out.
Okay, I can fit in, and just liking as he brought me in, just hearing him out and listening how he go through things, how he build up his receivers and his pass receivers in the years. Like, okay, I know if I'm going to do another year, I'm going to go somewhere and work. So, me and Likens on the same page. So, just going to get right, go after that. It is awesome.
Charleston, we're going to go to Barry Jackson at the Miami Herald. Barry, go ahead.
Hi, Charleston. When you were in the portal, any Canes players recruit you? Did De'Aaron King or anyone else call you?
Nah, it was just like on some like, oh, I see they want me, you know, this and that, da-da-da. And it's just when I hit the portal.
Why did he ask that question?
You know, players from other teams hit me.
What's up with Barry?
It was just, you know, big decision. I just made that move to come to the U.
And just want to ask you if you could give a scouting report on your game. We know you're a downfield threat. We know how fast you are. What do you think you do best as a receiver?
What I do best, I mean, in the weight room, I go to our running backs and tell them, like, yeah, come my way, man, I run that ball. So, I mean, I'm good at blocking. You know, we block good at OU, run at OU, man. Route running, speed, getting open. You know, that's what we want to do. Get open, get the ball.
All right, Charleston, we got a few more for you. We're going to go to David Ferrones at the Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey, Charleston. This receiving core has its vets, but also it's young guys. A lot of them. Can you talk about your early impressions of them? It seems like a hungry group. That a lot of them, you know, they missed out on a spring last year, and then you know, now they're coming back for another full season. So, what are your early thoughts from seeing that?
Just being out there, you know, going through mat drills, workouts, 7-on, like just throwing the ball around with the guys, with the QBs, you know. I mean, we got a lot of potential with the young guys, you know. We're going to feed off each other. And just having me in the room, you know, that's just more you know, more attributes to go around, you know, let them watch me. And obviously,
why do we always ask questions he asks? If we want these players staying, players need us to land them.
You know, open hips.
Because we all have not
just
put
learning
in
from each other right now.
Barry and Susan are the worst. I don't know what Barry be on, man.
Two more for you, Charles. So we're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey there, welcome. How do you
I'm gonna
think
ask Tyrique a
Miami
question.
is different from Oklahoma? The culture, the whole place, you know, before you came here, before you were interested, how much did you really know about Miami, the program, the city, the football history?
You know, both programs are special. You know, history here, history at OU, both have players in the league, both have legends, both have legendary coaches. You know, it's just come in, do work. That's all I was thinking. It's just knowing how, you know, obviously the older guys that, you know, Michael Irvin, you know, the older receivers that went to the league did their thing. You know, I look back like, okay, yeah, I can fill shoes, this and that, but most importantly,
Rambo ain't the interview guy. That's not. Rambo ain't the interview guy. If Susan did her homework, she would know we were in the top 3.
Last one for you, Charleston. Chris Stockton inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, question and then a quick follow afterwards. I was just curious how you make of your career. What do you make of your career so far in college and how you've done? We've seen the numbers and stuff. I'm just curious if you could evaluate how things went there at OU and your goals at Miami. You touched on a little bit there, and then I have a quick follow.
Just hearing, you know, guys say, can he get back to the person from 2019? I mean, I seen that, and it's just like, I mean, from now in 2019, I'm a better person than I was. So just other than that, just putting it on tape and just get better with the guys, stronger, bigger, faster, stronger Charleston.
Yeah, and then my follow was, I was curious if you could tell us how off-season workouts have gone at Miami as you adjust to a new college. What are some things that, maybe some focal points at the school or the off-season program under Coach Feely, what that's been like for you?
Rambo skipped media training. Yeah, Rambo was absent that day, dog. He wasn't.
Started off, you know,
he was absent that day.
First 2-3 workouts were lethal. You know, we were just Coach Feely introducing himself to the new guys, and it was like, okay, yeah, we gotta get right. And just after those few workouts, you know, you just gotta get in routine, have your mindset right every day, push through, breathe, obviously, and get your work done. I mean, I can just tell just from me being here early on and just going on through now, mat drills.
Yeah, Rambo ain't go to no media classes.
Charleston, thanks for spending a
catch
few
the
minutes
ball,
with us
Rambo.
today. I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Just catch the ball, Rambo. That's all we need, Rambo. Just catch the ball. That's it. We don't need you to answer questions. I might ask Tyrique a question.
All righty, everyone. Just another reminder before we go to Tyrique, if you could please use the hand raise function and use it early so we can make sure we get to everyone.
Give me a question. What y'all want to ask Tyrique? Give me a question.
Tyrique, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys just fine. How y'all doing today?
Great. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us today. We are going to start with some questions from our media, if that's cool with you, and we're going to go to David Ferrones of the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey, Tyrique, welcome back to Miami. Obviously, you were close to deciding on Miami. I remember it was between them and Georgia for when you were coming out of high school at Southridge. Was something always in the back of your mind, like, what if I would have decided to go there before you moved away? And then what made you ultimately decide this time that you wanted to come back home to play?
The decision to go to Georgia over Miami was a family decision, and me and my mom came to a mutual agreement. Like, she felt like it would be better if I, just got out here surrounded of Miami. I grew up here, and I
tell y'all that a lot.
And I'm not from a really safe neighborhood, and we both came to a mutual agreement. Like, maybe just stepping out would be the best move for me, and that's what happened. And with me coming back, it was more like I know what I have to do with my, as far as my academics and as far as this football career. I know what I have to do, and I had to explain to my mom, like, I'm at this point where not too many things could, distract me, and I'm not going to let too many things distract me. And I should have just stayed at Miami and, built that here. So built that here instead of, trying to build it somewhere else. And I built it at Georgia, and I came back down here and I just explained to my mom, like, I know what I have to do, and I know I'm going to do it. So it's nothing to worry about. Like, there's nothing to worry about, like the worries we had about when I first signed to Georgia.
All right, we're going to go to David Lake at 24/7. David, go ahead.
Hey, Tyrique, I wanted to ask you, it seems like, I guess, you're going to get a shot to be an outside or a wide corner. And at Georgia, I think you mainly focused on, nickel corner or in the slot there. How excited are you at having that opportunity at Miami? And, do you feel like you have something to prove at that position?
I feel like no matter where I play and no matter what position I'm at, I always have something to prove. But as far as me getting this opportunity at corner, I feel like I do have a lot to prove because I have not been at the corner position in 2 years. Me and Coach Smart, came up on a bunch of agreements up to why I couldn't play corner there, and things didn't work out. But I feel like I do have a lot to prove this year, and I'm very excited with this opportunity I'm presented while being here to play on the outside.
What are your early impressions on Coach DVD and Coach T-Row?
They're eager, and they want to make sure these things are done right. Like DVD and Coach T-Row, they all about the details, and I come in extra, and I go through the plays, and they break it down to me, and I just say they really hands-on. Like, never had a coach really just get out there and show me how he wanted it done. And, DVD and Coach T-Row still get out there and they show us how it's done.
Tyrique, we're going to Chris Stock next at Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Tyrique, you touched on it just a little bit about your excitement. I was wondering if you could maybe explain it even more about just being at Miami. What have these first few months been like? And then obviously your thoughts on getting ready to get going with spring ball.
The first few months here, they have been tough, and not just far as the transition into the new school and my new living place and how the academics and everything else work here. So it has been tough, but everything is smoothing itself out. And as far as the team, I'm very excited to be a part of this team. We do drills Tuesdays and Thursdays, and everybody comes out with a great attitude, and everybody comes out and work. And I'm just happy to be a part of that, and add my fuel to the fire that these guys already had.
Tyrique, we've got Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan?
Hey, Tyrique, welcome. The differences between, well, I have two questions. Differences between the ACC and the
welcome
SEC.
home, my brother.
Everybody's always talking about the SEC, right? And saying the ACC is kind of second rate. I want also, how many former teammates and former young players from Southridge, guys you knew, did you talk to before coming here?
I really don't pay attention to, how they put the SEC and the ACC, side by side, rank them. I honestly feel like if there's a player, and no matter what school he's at, he's going to do what he has to do to shine. So I never, look upon anything or any conference lightly, because if you do, that's where you, fall short. And I kept in contact with a lot of these players and former teammates that are here now. Like we talked over these previous last 2 years. It wasn't every day, but it was still enough communication to let you know, like, we still had this relationship, and it's not different or it's broken because I just chose, somewhere else.
Who are some of the guys? I just want to know who some of the guys were. That's all that you talked to and what they told you about Miami.
DJ and Gilbert.
We should have been had all the Miami Cats on the team. Ask him
Larry.
What do we think about Bama?
And talk to Gervin, and they were just really telling us. They were really just telling me, like, we all came back for a reason, and that they're excited that I actually chose to,
we got him for 1 year, bro. He's gone.
Help the team out for
1 year,
final season here, and hopefully my final season. But they was like very happy and very eager to to get working.
All right, we got a few more for you. We're gonna go to Daryl Streeter, Football Bill. Daryl, go ahead.
Tyrique, what's going on, bro? Listen, at one point,
Daryl, I think you might be on mute.
Tyrique, what's going on, brother?
What's good?
Okay, listen. At any point, did you? I've been to Athens before. At any point, did you miss the city of Miami? The actual city of Miami, your family. Did you ever get like homesick at any point?
Yes, my first few months there, I had a problem sleeping, and we got that situated. But it was more like I missed my family, not more of the city of Miami. I missed Miami, but it was more like I missed my 4 little sisters and my mom. So I really did get homesick for a few months up there.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right, we got Barry Jackson from the Miami Herald. Barry.
Hi, Tyrique. Just a quick thing on Coach Diaz and the turnover chain. I wonder.
Just want all the other kids to realize that.
Had you ever thought, hey, it'd be
even
neat to have a turnover chain?
Even the best.
And also just your
even the best get homesick when you leave. I just want all the other kids to hear that. You feel me? It's a method to the madness.
Once I entered the portal and coaches was able to, call and reach out and things, me and Coach Diaz talked on the phone, and that's the first thing I mentioned to him. I was like, I'm gonna have to be the first one, rock the chain this year, and I plan on rocking it a lot this year. So we already was on a good page with that, and he was like, I will hold it from you, and if you want me to, I hand it to you every time you get your interception. And from me talking to Coach Diaz in high school and me talking to Coach Diaz now, it's a different type of relationship because, he had all his coaching jobs and things going on, as far as when I was in high school and coming out. So he wasn't really hands-on with recruiting, but he was the first coach, to call me once I entered my name in the portal, and we sat and talked for like 20 minutes.
Can y'all hear good?
He just gave me this idea and this vibe, like, I'm gonna coach you hard, and I want you to do everything right that you need to do to prepare yourself for the next.
You knew what I was doing tomorrow.
This is the last one for you, Tyrique.
Let me help a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Tyrique, I just wanted to follow up. You kind of sense that you said that the guys came back for a reason, and I want to get your take on that. What are you noticing with maybe the goals that this team has, and then because it definitely.
Yeah, man, I was just trying to get my point across. Hey, listen, man, even the 5 stars, they don't ever say it. But they get homesick. They miss home. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm going to here, I'm going there, I'm getting that. You're a kid. You get homesick.
Like, what I mean by that is, like, the guys, they have this sense of urgency and this sense of dedication to this program, man, to the team. and the leaders are actually being leaders. And I didn't know who the leaders were. I just seen about how they work and how they talk to the team and how much the guys, like the other teammates here, respect them. And they're doing a great job. And I'm just trying to fall in line and see how things are run. But they've been doing a great job. And can you repeat the second part of your question, please?
Yeah, no problem. Just
listen, bro. Listen.
Sorry.
Tyrique the real deal, fool.
Tyrique, the keys to
Tyrique could be the punt returner. Tyrique, we got a real animal for 1 year at least. 1 year.
Are well prepared and have a good season this season.
Far as the keys is really what we're preaching now is do every not possibly do everything perfect, but do everything right. And as far as time to meetings, and as far as being on time to anything and not missing anything, small things count. And small things count, and like the keys are
interesting. He said he never had a coach.
Like, as far as do everything right.
Yeah, Floyd.
He
said he never had a coach like actually show him what to do.
I like me, me coming from Georgia, it was a great work ethic there, and Coach Smart preached everything, do everything right, and that's what Coach Diaz is preaching here. So I feel like the keys is do everything right, do the little stuff right, and when you're not in this building, are you still doing the things right? Because whatever you put in your body is gonna show. And as far as the keys we need, just do everything right. And nobody's gonna be perfect, but if you take care of yourself and do everything right, just how a pro would do it, you should not have no problem. So that's really what the keys are.
Awesome. Tyrique, thank you for spending a few minutes with us today, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon. Good luck the rest of the offseason.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Recording stop.
So yeah, man, I just tried to throw a little something in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, bro, people get out. Some of these little cities suck out here, fool. You know what I'm saying? No, Tyrique is a real baller, dog. Like you could put him at punt return, kickoff return. Listen, Georgia wouldn't use him. I don't know why, but I'm just talking about because they probably loaded. I'm talking about he's a straight baller though, dog. Straight baller. All right, man. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, share the video for me, man. Do that for me, all right? Share the video for me, man. Appreciate you.